What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another episode of Retro Reviews. Today is a very different video. I mean, it goes along, you know, with basically the theme of Retro Reviews, but I'm just saying it's my first time doing a video like this, as in, you know, my top 100 favorite movies of all time. I really haven't done any, like, list per se, like even a top 10 of movies or video games or anything. So, you know, I watch YouTube, you know, I'm a YouTube watcher. So this is, you know, this is something I see other YouTubers doing, making a list, you know, their top 100 or their top 50, you know, favorite, you know, games or movies or music. So I thought, oh, this would be a good idea for me to, you know, for my channel. So it's like, so I'm starting right off the bat, top 100 favorite movies of all time. But before I get into the top 100, I do have some honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list. They could have, right? You could probably present a case for each and every one. It's like, oh, that should have been on there, yeah. But the ones that did make it, that's for whatever, for different reasons, they just kind of edged these ones out. But I did want to mention these ones because they are movies I enjoy and I can watch again and again. So yeah, without further delay, let's get into it. Honorable mentions. Okay, so first one here, first honorable mention is Better Off Dead with John Cusack. You know, great 80s comedy movie. I mean, it's a classic. I would say as of right now, it has a cult classic status. Okay? I mean, you know, the paper boy demanding his $2, you know, harassing him. Just so many good elements, you know. It's very an off-the-wall comedy. It's not to be taken seriously. Again, that's why I like the movies I do, because a lot of times it's an escape. It gets you away from the real world. Alright, so next here we got Striking Distance with Bruce Willis. You know, this easily could have been in my top 100, but again, there's just so many other ones that I like better. But I thought it was, I did want to mention it. There's the back. Good solid movie by Bruce Willis. Okay. I really wanted to get this one in the top 100 somewhere, somehow, but it's like, man, this one may bug me the most, because it's Time Cop. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Time Cop. Probably his last best movie, sadly, right? I mean, it's a solid movie, right? I mean, I love time travel anyways. I mean, love the Back to the Future movies. Time travel is just it's just a cool thing. It's a good, you know, there was time travel aspect in the Terminator movies, okay? So again, it's kind of a cool thing in movies. Because after this, though, he did Street Fighter. It's almost like, and then it was kind of downhill from there. He started the quality wasn't there anymore. You know, I mean, he did Maximum Risk. That was okay. That was decent. But then he just, you know, he did Universal Soldier: The Return, which that was cheap. Anyways, probably Van Damme's last best movie. Didn't make my top 100, but I thought it was an honorable mention. Awesome cover right there, see? Awesome cover. And then the back, you got that's why I like the VHS. It shows you, it gave you a feel for the movie, just the front and back of the case, or the box. Okay, this one may surprise some people, but I like it because it has a theme. Rounders. With Matt Damon and Edward Norton. It centers around playing cards, you know, for money, right? I just like movies that have a theme to it, like Night Moves with Christopher Lambert. That one's centered around chess. It's like, I can dig it, you know. It can get you interested in you know, like what they're doing in the movie, right? Because ever since I saw Night Moves, it's like I had an interest in, and I still do, to learn how to play chess. Again, here, I really never was a big person playing cards. This movie gave me an interest. Okay, next on the honorable mention, Firebirds with Nicolas Cage and Tommy Lee Jones. It's like, you would think, it's like, wow, really? Nicolas Cage and Tommy Lee Jones did a movie together where they're in the army and where they're helicopter pilots? Are you serious? It's like, yeah, it happened. And even Sean Young, you know, from Blade Runner is in it too. People like, hell yeah, I want to check that out. And by the way, awesome, look at this awesome cover art. This movie is the best example of the VHS copy cover. Would be like, yeah, that would make a great poster, right? Here, let's show the back. I love helicopters, okay? So that's kind of my big appeal to this movie, all right? It's not a great movie, you know. They could have done better, you know. So I'm not trying to say, I'm not even gonna, yeah, it says right there, if you enjoyed Top Gun, you'll have a great time. It's basically Top Gun with helicopters. It's not as good as Top Gun, so I won't mislead you there, okay? But anyways, this is an example. When they released this on DVD, they changed the cover. It went from this to like, it's like, man, why'd you guys change it? It looks lame now. This looks badass. I mean, the cover there may be better than the movie itself. You know, I love that cover with the helicopters and then the sun in the background. Love it. But it's a decent movie too, so it's an honorable mention. And here's one, okay? Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Okay? This one actually, at first, I wrote it down on paper. It was in my top 100. But then I kind of was going over my list again, and then I got thinking about all the movies, and I started looking at my favorite shelf, and I found a movie that edged it out. A totally different type of movie, too. And it's like, man, I was kind of torn between the one I ended up picking and this one, because it's like, I love this movie, Halloween 4. And even though, you know, the new Halloween tries to say, oh, this movie didn't happen, none of the sequels happened. It's like, yeah, well, it did, so you're the one delusional. These movies happen, so get over it. But yeah, Donald Pleasance returned as Dr. Loomis. And he's, once again, trying to stop Michael. He's always chasing him. It's like, Donald Pleasance, man, you know, that's why I hate what they did. Because if you say, oh, just the first Halloween happened, Donald Pleasance was in like 3 or 4 other Halloween movies after that. He was in Halloween 2, Dr. Loomis, right? Back again, Halloween 4. He was in Halloween 5. And then even 6. Now I will admit 6 is a stinker. 6 is a turd. But I love 2, 4, and 5. You see, Halloween 3, of course, you know, even Michael Myers wasn't in Halloween 3. But we got Michael Myers back and Dr. Loomis back in Halloween 4. So that's why I like it so much. The return of Michael Myers. It's like, yes, we got Michael Myers back and Dr. Loomis. So yeah. So again, it didn't quite make the top 100. It did. It was on my list at first, but you know, this other movie edged it out. So, but I still wanted to give it and mention this in the honorable mentions list. Okay, this one might surprise some people. Billy Zane as the Phantom. This has got like the hologram. There we go. The hologram, you turn it and it moves. Slam evil. There's Billy Zane. I like Billy Zane as an actor. I mean, even though, yeah, I know a lot of people know him in Titanic. Purple's also a favorite color, but I like Billy Zane. This is a good movie of his. And the last one in my honorable mention, I had to draw, I had to draw a line somewhere and stop, because there's many other movies I could say deserve being honorable mention, but here's the last one I'm going to mention is Gremlins. This one also, it was on my list. It was on my paper, right? I wrote it on when I was making my list. It made it on there first, because it's a movie from my childhood. I mean, who don't like Gremlins, right? Gizmo, and then the famous rules about don't get them wet, don't feed them after midnight. And then if you do, then that's what happens, is you get these little green monsters if you do, right? So, yeah, those movies, those are my honorable mentions list. I was like, yeah, I like these movies. They didn't quite make the top 100, but I thought they were worth giving them some kind of recognition. So let's move on and let's start the top 100. Okay, so coming in at number 100, right? We're going to count down from 100 down to number 1. I just made a funny observation, but I'm going to save it till I get to number 1 because I don't like spoilers. I just observed this right now. But anyways, number 100 is Arnold Schwarzenegger, Last Action Hero. This movie gets a lot of hate. Look at the back, that artwork, right? That's some awesome artwork. I appreciate artwork, right? Where it's not a picture, it's not a photograph, but it's a drawing, but it really looks like the person a lot. But yeah, Last Action Hero, number 100. A lot of people, it's like gets a lot of hate because it's got some comedy element into it. They wasn't expecting that. This was like his next movie after Terminator 2. So then people was expecting more of that, like just a straight up action movie. And the previews maybe were misleading because it just showed mostly the action scenes. But again, I dig it. Last Action Hero, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Coming in at 99, Chill Factor, with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Skeet Ulrich. In case you don't know, Skeet Ulrich, he was the guy in Scream. He was like the basically almost the main villain of Scream. He was like one of the two guys that was doing it. But yeah, Skeet Ulrich and Cuba Gooding Jr. Chill Factor, awesome action movie, very solid. I'd watch it anytime. That's number 99. Coming in at 98, I Come in Peace with Dolph Lundgren. Okay, and Matthias Hughes as the villain. It's like, here's the thing on the front: good cop, bad alien, big trouble. So there's the Matthias Hughes. He's like the bad alien. He's like an alien guy coming here to Earth trying to. Basically, he's a drug dealer from outer space. I'll just put that out there. And Dolph is a cop, and they cross paths. So it's a pretty good action sci-fi movie. Coming in at 97, another Schwarzenegger movie, Red Heat, with Jim Belushi co-starring. Another solid action movie cranked out by Schwarzenegger, right? He plays a Russian this time. Some good screenshots on the back. Yeah, pretty solid movie. I like it. So coming in at number 96, the original Child's Play. Yes. Chucky's first introduction to the world, right? People's like, sometimes when you say Child's Play, they're like, what's that? And then you just say Chucky, they're like, oh, I know the Chucky movies. It's like, well, they called it Child's Play for the first 3 movies, actually. Then after that, they started calling it, Bride of Chucky, then Chucky this, Chucky that. First Child's Play, that's it for me, right? that does it for me. I like the first 3 Child's Plays. Actually, I like the first 3. I actually didn't like Bride of Chucky, and to me, when they started calling it Chucky, that's kind of when I was out. Alright, coming in at number 95, The Talented Mr. Ripley. Matt Damon, Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah, not typically this isn't my, style of movie, but I took a liking to this one. Matt Damon plays a great part in it. He's like very, he tries to live a lie, he basically has to lie all the time because he's trying to fake these people out, and because he's trying to pretend he's someone that he's not. So, and he goes to great lengths to do it too, and that's the thing. Yeah, Talented Mr. Ripley, check it out if you haven't seen it. So coming in at number 94, The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. See, some of this stuff you don't get anymore on the, like this screenshots on the back, right? Good solid action movie, right? And also centers around football, which, especially back then I was a football fanatic. I still like it today, not as much as I used to. I mean, football, that is. But yeah, football, an action movie, and then there's, a football element to it. I dig it. Okay. Coming in at 93, Christine. The car that's possessed and evil. Alright. Pretty badass looking cover there. Yeah, there's the back. Yeah, I like the classic horrors for me. I'm not really big on gore, because that's why the Saw movies never did anything for me, because to me that's all it was, that those movies were gore porn. Didn't care for it. So yeah, Christine, pretty decent. There's a lot of things I can say about it, but again, this is a long video, so I don't want to take too much time describing each movie. So coming in at 92, Die Hard 2. Die Harder with Bruce Willis. Right? It's like the much anticipated sequel to the blockbuster Die Hard. So there's only one little picture of him. He's like in looks like in some kind of ventilation shaft or something there. But solid sequel, right? A lot of people maybe don't talk too much about this one. I like it. William Sadler's the villain, and he plays an awesome, badass, hardcore villain too. And I'll just say this, gives Bruce Willis a run for his money. Alright, so number 91. The Outsiders. Great cast. I mean, before they became stars, but I mean, the cast, you got, Ralph Macchio, Matt Dillon, Patrick Swayze, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe, C. Thomas Howell, which was a co-star of Patrick Swayze in Red Dawn. Awesome movie. It's another timeless classic. It's kind of a movie about life, and the struggles that we face, especially as like teenagers, right? So yeah, dig it. The Outsiders. So coming in at number 90 is The Ghost and the Darkness with Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer. Awesome movie from the 90s. They're down in Africa, and of course the movie takes place in like I think I'm gonna say early 1900s. Don't quote me on that though, but it's back in the old days. It could be like late 1800s or early 1900s, but there was, yeah. But so they're down in Africa hunting these two big lions are like terrorizing this village, and Val Kilmer, he's a bridge builder, right? So he goes down there to oversee the construction of this bridge being built, but he's also a hunter too. So he went down to try to solve the problem of these two lions. I'm going to say abnormal lions. They were kind of terrorizing the village. And then Michael Douglas, he comes on. He's also a hunter. He later shows up to help out, to try to help take down those lions. I think a very underrated movie. Ghost in the Darkness. I dig it. So coming in at number 89, Sylvester Stallone's First Blood. Alright? And if you can't tell, yes, that is the VHS artwork. Because this is actually this is actually one I have on DVD. This is a special edition, right? It's an awesome special edition. But the cover work, the artwork on this DVD was just kind of bleh. And I dig that artwork on the VHS. So it's like, all right, I got the DVD, so I cut out the box on the VHS and put it together there myself. So yeah. Anyways, number 89 is First Blood. Sylvester Stallone, awesome movie. So coming in at number 88, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves, right? So yeah, I mean it's a classic. It's a timeless classic. I mean it's so. I mean you can just tell the looks of the back of the box is so 80s. They time travel in a phone booth, so it's like, again, time travel, once again, right, in another movie, and it's pretty funny, it's not vulgar, right, it's not over the top vulgarity, it's kind of good clean fun, there's a few things here and there that are a little, I guess risque, but pretty tame to today's standards. But yeah, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Alright, number 87. Alec Baldwin in The Shadow. Another 90s movie. Yeah, if you can't tell, here's a trend. Yeah, 80s and 90s movies, that's my thing. That's where, John Lone is in it also. So he's the villain. I believe this takes place in, you can see the old time taxi there. I believe it takes place in, I'm going to say like maybe in the 1940s, something like that. Yeah. Again, not quite sure on the time period, but I know it's, back in, when radio and maybe television just first came out. Television might have been a thing, and radio was a big thing. But yeah, The Shadow. Alec Baldwin also. Awesome cover art there. Dig it. Okay, number 86. Another Bruce Willis, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Or if you'd like to know which one it really is, this is number 3. So you can say this is Die Hard 3, but they called it Die Hard with a Vengeance, right? Samuel L. Jackson co-stars, right? He was a great addition to the series. He added a comedic element to it. Basically him and Bruce Willis become partners. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Saw that. I remember seeing that in the theaters. I remember they had the volume cranked up pretty loud, and I like my movies loud. And it's like, yeah, all right, I like it that loud. I get into it. All right, so coming in at number 85 is The Punisher. From 1989, Dolph Lundgren's Punisher. Yes, he is my favorite Punisher, and he always will be, unless someone else in the future comes out and dazzles me. But I'm not going to hold my breath. But yeah, I actually have this on DVD also, but I chose the VHS cover because you can actually see more of the motorcycle in the background. On the DVD, it was kind of like hidden, like the Punisher was up here, and you couldn't hardly see it. So again, based off of the comic book, so this is the first movie we got after the comic books, right? So yeah, solid action movie, Dolph Lundgren, late 80s, yeah, like I said, 1989. So yeah, basically, so that was his last movie that he did in that decade. So number 84, we got Jaws 2. So yeah, that tagline was a good thing for the sequel, just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water, right? It's like, because you know in the first Jaws they finally killed the shark at the end, but it's like just when you thought it would be safe, here's another big shark coming to the same town. So it's like, what is it about this town? It's attracting those big sharks. Solid sequel, right? Not as good as the first. You know, not as good as the first movie, of course. I dig that cover art. Again, I'm big on artwork. You know, I love these movies that they chose to put some artwork on there, not just take a cheap photograph and slap that on it, right? I dig the artwork. So again, and then Roy Scheider did return as Chief Brody, so that was cool. I like when sequels have that continuity with characters and the actors. You just can't beat it, because it's hard to watch a different actor play this character that, you know, someone else played. So yeah, Jaws 2, solid sequel to the solid follow-up to the original. So coming in at number 83 is Blind Fury with Rutger Hauer. Solid action movie. It's he plays a blind man. That's his sword. Okay, he has a cane because he's blind, but he's got a sword he pulls out and he can like freaking shave your eyebrows off with it. It's like he actually does that in the movie, and then he makes a joke after that. But there's, you know, these bad guys with guns. That guy is he's like one of the main villains. He's like the main henchman. He's like the, you know, he ain't the big boss, but he's like the main henchman. He plays a good part. I forget his name as an actor. He was in different movies. He was in Uncommon Valor too. I can't place his name. Anyways, Blind Fury with Rutger Hauer, solid movie. So coming in at number 82. That's funny. I didn't plan this on purpose. I swear, because yeah, because 92 was Die Hard 2. So 82 is Delta Force 2 with Chuck Norris, right? I used to have this poster, and it was this exact image. So I thought that was like cool with him holding the Uzi like that. So yeah, this is on DVD, right? Most of my movies I have are, see, most of my movies, as you can see, are on VHS, but I do have some on DVD as well. But yeah, Delta Force 2. I actually like this better than the original Delta Force. Now, although I do like the Delta Force, right? It's a good solid movie. To me, this one just amped it up, though. This one was kind of similar to the way Terminator 2 amped things up from the original Terminator. Original Terminator was great, but the sequel just kind of outdid the original. It just did. So yeah, Delta Force 2 is number 82. And number 81, Tom Cruise, Interview with a Vampire. And Brad Pitt, I should say. Tom Cruise, yeah. Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Christian Slater. Christian Slater is the interviewer. You can see him right there. So yeah, this of course takes place in like yes, the interview is taking place in like present day, but the flashbacks where it shows the story and shows what happened, you know, it takes place in like the late 1700s. Okay, so I love movies that are like in that time period, like the late 1700s, up until the late 1800s. You know, the late 1800s is kind of they call that the Victorian era. But yeah, anyways, number 81, Interview with a Vampire, Tom Cruise. Drink from Me and Live Forever. That's a good look at him on the back of there, right? He just looks like he's up to no good there. Yeah. Okay, so number 80 is Scarface, Al Pacino. Very iconic movie cover there. There's a screenshot on the back. Welcome to my little friend, right? There's Michelle Pfeiffer's also in it. Yeah, if you like gangster, mobster type movies, Definitely check out Scarface. You'll like it. Okay, number 79. Back to the Future Part 2. Awesome sequel. Very solid sequel, right? There's the screenshots of the back there. But, yeah, Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd. Those two had, they had, I kind of, like, with Michael J. Fox, playing Marty McFly and Christopher Lloyd playing Doc Brown, they had real good chemistry on screen. I'm going to say kind of like similar to, Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita and the Karate Kid, as Daniel and Mr. Miyagi. It's almost similar type. They had good chemistry. So, yeah. Back to the Future 2. If you like time travel, definitely check it out. Number 78. Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ultimate 80s action movie. It's like, this was the first movie he did after the Terminator, okay? So he was fresh off the Terminator success, so this is what he put out, Commando. Yeah, he's like basically on a mission to rescue his daughter who's been kidnapped. These guys want him to go kill someone, and they're like, if you don't do it, we're going to kill your daughter. But he felt they was going to kill her anyway, so he basically, it's basically a one-man army, and goes to rescue his daughter. But if you like, if you like guns, grenades, rocket launchers, explosions, there you go. This movie's got it for you. All right, so number 77 is The Living Daylights. Timothy Dalton as James Bond. This was his first movie as James Bond. His first of the two movies. He only did 2 movies, but I actually like Timothy Dalton as James Bond, and I just dig this. I dig that poster art. I was like, I'd love to have a poster of that. I love artwork on these movies, on these older movies. So there's a screenshot of the back. Good, solid James Bond movie. Number 76, Young Guns. So this is a Western, okay? Came out in 1988, I believe. But great cast. Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, Lou Diamond Phillips, Emilio Estevez. I mean, right? But yeah, it's a Western, but it's not like, because I know some people think, oh, Westerns, they think John Wayne or even Clint Eastwood's old Westerns, like, and some people like say those movies are boring. This one's not nothing. This one, yeah, this is a Western, but it's not like those, like, even older Westerns than this is, okay? It's not boring at all. I'd definitely recommend it. Young Guns. Alright, so number 75. Cliffhanger. Sylvester Stallone. John Lithgow plays the villain. I mean, he plays an awesome villain. But, yeah, Cliffhanger. Number 75, great movie. So number 74, Face Off. Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, right? I mean, solid action movie. So number 73, Major Payne. This is one of my favorite comedies, It's just good, lighthearted fun, It's not really, he gives those boys a hard time, He's on their case, and they're trying to find ways to get rid of him, right? But it's just good, clean fun overall. It's not vulgar, it's not nasty, or raunchy, or anything like that. Definitely recommend it. I would say this is even kid-friendly, right? So, yeah, check it out. Major Payne. Number 72 is Rocky 3. Yeah, only 2 Rockies made my top 100, and this is one of them. This is the one where he faces Mr. T, who plays Clubber Lang. okay, who is his greatest challenge to date, you know, as of this movie, right? Because in the first two movies he fought Apollo Creed, both movies, you know. The first one he lost, you know, he didn't win, he lost, but he gave Apollo a good fight. Went to distance, and then you know, then the second one it was a rematch with Apollo. So in Rocky 3, where he had a new opponent, our main villain, Mr. T as Clubber Lang. Okay, so number 71 is The Jackal with Bruce Willis and Richard Gere. Now, I'm not a big Richard Gere fan, so this may be like my favorite movie with him in it. So, yeah, I'm not a Richard Gere fan per se. You know, I'm more of a Bruce Willis fan than I am his. I love Bruce Willis movies, especially his older ones. You know, his newer ones, not that great. I don't know what's going on with Bruce, but in recent years, but his older movies, I say, are, you know, thumbs up. His newer ones, not so much. But anyways, yeah, The Jackal. Okay. If you haven't seen it, check it out. So that's number 71.